Hey, look at that. Ronda Rousey. It's from the cover of UFC 2.
It's the grill. It's a pretty good cover, you'd think.
Yeah.
Progressive.
Didn't she lose though?
Oh shit, yeah.
Shouldn't we get her off the cover?
I think that deal was done months ago, do you not think?
Yeah, but
Seems a bit stupid
She
to
lost
think
the
that
fight.
people would, remove her, after losing.
Who's that lady that just came on? The one that's not really recognisable to the mass public?
Holly Holm.
Yeah, that's it. I thought she was called like Katie Holmes, but then I realised that was the actress.
yeah.
Yeah. Katie
Well.
Hopkins.
Why don't we get that World Cup loser Lionel Messi off the FIFA cover?
Yeah, I mean, he lost the match once.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and then, 2K16 WWE, like...
We'll get that washed up Hall of Famer Stone Cold Steve Austin off the cover.
Jesus, he lost to The Rock in his last match.
What a loser.
I
What a
know.
fucking pathetic idiot.
Who's gonna buy this shit?
Jeez.
But IGN told me that they were speculating that they might take them off the cover. They even had a lady tell me on my television box that they were going to remove them, but not really. It was just a headline. Despite the loss, that's what they said.
One loss.
Well, I mean, she's not
Loss!
marketable anymore.
I know.
One loss and she's not marketable. Get her off the fucking cover. I can't do this show.
Hello, I'm Joel Loynes, and this is the Sandwich Shop, and joining me as usual is...
Hello, I'm Ollie Sowell and I'm currently going commando. You ever go commando, Joel?
No, I keep on top of my boxer situation.
It's great. You should try it.
No, you look like you're shivering at the
You
minute.
get a 20% bonus to automatic weapons.
Oh.
Just make sure you wear a belt.
On the show today, we've got Battlefront, microtransactions, a little bit of beef within the industry, and my old favourite, pushbacks and cancellations within video games.
Don't forget Black Friday.
Oh,
next
Black
week.
Friday. Black Friday. And also some cakes.
Cakes.
We all love a bit of cake.
Now, before we go into the show, some sadder news. You've probably noticed that Jacob isn't with us today. We had a disturbing revelation that Jacob was in fact a synth.
Yes. Sent
now-
by the Institute to come kill us.
Now, we've dealt with the matter.
I beat him to death with a rolling pin.
Yeah. We're not sure if we're going to see him again. We don't know where the real Jacob is, or if he'll make an appearance later today,
No.
or if that will even be the real Jacob. Who knows? But
So, if you want to replace Jacob, contact me on pixelsharechannel@gmail.com.
moving on with the show.
Woo! Ollie Saddle, Battlefront,
Yeah.
released this last week.
Yeah, it's just come out.
Not reviewed spectacularly.
No, it's been the mid-range.
7s out of 10s.
Sevens, maybe 8s out of 10s.
I've seen a couple 9s here and
Yeah.
there from smaller websites and stuff like that.
But the main thing to say is it's maybe not living up to the hype.
No,
Because there was a lot of hype.
there was a lot of hype behind it. But I mean, like, what I've seen people say and stuff like
Yeah.
that is like, yo, this is the Star Wars game you've wanted for a long time.
Yeah.
But also, there's maybe not enough content within it
Not to keep you around.
Yeah, like,
I mean, it looks great. It's got all these pretty Star Wars environments. It's
And
got these nice
looks the
pew
part.
Star Wars sound effects.
Yeah,
But once you get past that,
and then
how much is there?
And then you start to realise like there's only 4 maps for the best modes, and
Yeah. Well, so there's
there's
four worlds.
There's 4 worlds, and
And something
each
like-
one has like variations of
I
maps.
think I had 13 maps
Yeah.
spread across the 4 worlds, something like that.
Yeah. So we are here talking about Star Wars Battlefront, having not played it outside of the
Yeah, we're
basics.
talking about a game that neither of us own.
But the reason we're
Where-
doing that is because neither of us. This is the effect that reviews have on
Yeah.
people.
So it's been a busy period. We've had Halo 5, Fallout 4.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And Battlefront was supposed to be like the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like the one that we would all sit down and play on video or together or stuff like that at the end of the month.
It was that final icing on my cake, and it was that final purchase that was going to bankrupt me.
Yeah. But throughout all the weeks on the podcast and stuff like that, we spoke about how like we were just teetering on the edge.
Yeah.
It was one of those games we're going to wait for the reviews to hit.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really glad I did this time round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm still going to end up getting the game.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, definitely. But
I'll probably be holding off until December, which
Mm.
looks to be, well, there's new maps being added. There's the Battle of Jakku,
Jakku, which is
just
Before-
before.
something
the
like
new
29
movie.
years before episode 7.
Oh, is it that long before?
Well,
I
yeah,
thought it-
because it's like that's how the Star Destroyer landed
Oh,
there
okay.
and is now all decrypted and fucked
Okay.
up.
But this is the planet, or one of the planets that
Yes.
the new movie will be taking place on. We're going to get to see that
Yeah.
in great detail before the movie's out.
Oh yeah. Like
So if I'm playing the game by then, that'll be
yeah.
amazing to see.
But the main thing about it is like this is a straight up just multiplayer only shooter
Yeah.
with not a lot of stuff in it. That
Yeah.
is riding your nostalgia into the abyss and hoping it sticks. Like the game, like we played in the beta, I had fun.
It plays well.
Plays well. It's very old school.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of thought you need to put into it. But at the same
Well,
time,
it's not a tactical game. To be
not
honest.
particularly.
I mean, maybe if you're playing like the Walker Assault or
Yeah,
something like that,
like I know,
you might
like,
have to plan things out, like how you're going to take down the walkers.
yeah,
With
but like there's no like reloading, there's no nothing. It's very
Yeah.
old school in that way, But the main, like we've said, like the main issue we have with it is that that's a lot of money to spend on
Yeah.
something like. We could spend $3.99 and do multiple videos on it within 10 hours that EA Access gives
the
you.
positive is that with the season pass coming out, okay, it's another 30 quid to spend on it.
I
but
think it's more than that. It's a very expensive season pass.
I believe it was 30. I might
Is
be
it
wrong.
30? I
I'll
can't remember.
check on
now.
that.
Yes.
We'll flash that up behind us.
But yeah, no, like the season pass is like one of the first season passes that.
Yeah, but it seems to be adding a lot of content.
Oh,
There's going to
definitely.
be
16 maps.
is it 16?
Yeah,
So
more
more maps
weapons.
than already on the game.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to get 4 extra maps or anything
Yeah,
like that.
it's.
For a totally multiplayer game to be doubling the amount of maps,
It's pretty impressive.
that's a lot to get from the season pass. So.
Yeah, that's impressive, but at the same time, it's like there are more multiplayer games out there that are doing more stuff than this.
Yeah.
Like, it's wrong to compare it to. Some people say it's wrong to compare it to like Call of Duty and stuff like that, but like they're both shooty bang bang games at the end of the day, and Call of Duty at the minute is doing far more than what Battlefront is offering, and that's why I'm sticking with Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
it's got Halo as competition.
Yeah,
so maybe it's
Halo-
not the same kind of shooter, really. But
No, but
I'd say
like,
it's still competition.
yeah, it's still
It's-
competition,
they're
and
the
like
big
Halo.
3
Yeah, like
multiplayer games this year.
and Halo has more progression in it than Battlefront.
Yeah.
Like Battlefront doesn't have a lot of weapons, there's not a lot of stuff in it. But yeah, Battlefront, but it's not as silly as what people have been writing about UFC's cover. As you saw at the start of the show, Ollie lost a little bit of shit
Yeah.
to do with what IGN were running this week. IGN were running, GameSpot were running, multiple websites, multiple big brand websites, were running this story that they were confused. It obviously wants the headline didn't need to look confused and stuff like that, but it looked confused as to why Ronda Rousey was still on the cover even though she lost one match.
So if you didn't gather it from our little showdown earlier with the cover, the speculation is that Ronda Rousey lost her first fight in the UFC, lost the title. So there's speculation go around, maybe she's going to be taken off the cover after having just been announced for it, which is completely ridiculous.
It's completely
as we've tried to point out before, they've always had Lionel Messi on the cover of FIFA.
They've always had, you know.
He's not won everything. He didn't win at the World Cup.
No.
It didn't mean they were going to take him off it.
No. Like.
The same applies to any sport.
Yeah, it's bizarre that these headlines are being run when they never ran for any other sport.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not necessarily even the best fighter or the best athlete in that sport that's going to feature on the cover. It's the most marketable.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Ronda Rousey
is still more marketable than Holly Holm.
Yeah, like I didn't know who Holly Holm was until she beat Ronda Rousey.
She's a big name now.
She's a big name now. She should be behind Ronda Rousey on the cover instead of male fighter number 351, you know, that they said was going to be on the cover. But at the same time, it's like, this deal was done months in advance. They're not going to just...
Ronda Rousey is still, regardless of a win-loss record, is still one of the biggest, if not the biggest name in the sport at the moment.
I would say she's the biggest name in the sport. Like, I don't follow UFC as closely as you do or stuff like that, but like, I can't name any of the UFC person except for Brock Lesnar, and now he's doing fake fighting on TV against... Predetermined fighting. Fighting against another...
We don't use the F word here.
Against an old man. But yeah, no, it just baffled me, like, that I could understand them running, like, some places ran articles that said, like, Ronda Rousey on the cover of UFC fighter who lost her first match on the UFC cover for this year or next year, whenever the game's coming out. But at the same time, it's like some places like IGN ran, like, despite loss, Ronda Rousey is still on the cover, and it's like, I'm sorry, what? Are you guys literally just trying to poke something? I've had issues with UFC's like press stuff in the past, and it seems to be every single time it seems to be UFC. What was it a few years ago when they put Bruce Lee in the game?
Oh yeah.
Every single time a UFC game comes around, it seems like I have some major issue with either like the PR cycle or like the press reporting on it. And then we have a list. We have a professional list this time round on a big whiteboard. But what I've forgotten is that I can't read words that far away.
Okay.
So Ollie, I'm relying on you to segue us into the next
one. I'm reading the list. So, speaking of sports games,
yes,
there's some news surrounding PES.
Yes.
And now I've done that segue, Joel's going to lead us back in.
PES, Pro Evolution Soccer 2016 is the latest, latest Konami sports game. It's the main competitor to FIFA.
Yeah.
It is the
It's
big
the
one.
only competitor.
It's the only competitor to FIFA at this point. Real football didn't take off. Virtua Soccer no longer exists. It's surprising how many sports games, like football games, Mario Strikers is no longer about. Where is it? Missing in action.
Mario couldn't get the Premier League license, and I think that was their downfall.
There's only so many games that can have Manchester Reds in them. But no, so Konami, obviously, a little bit in a weird situation at this point.
You couldn't say that.
Every week we seem to bring Konami up. But they keep doing stuff. They keep doing stuff, and it's weird, but then you realise that Konami are no longer a video game company, so they can do this weird stuff. They are a business. They are not a video game business. They are a business. They're trying to make money. Yes, they're an entertainment business, but mostly within...
It's not wrestling, it's sports entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. It's sport. They're
computer entertainment. Are they even computer
digital
entertainment?
Entertainment.
They're just digital entertainment. They're not video games.
Digital and
we
gambling.
don't use the B word here either.
Yeah, digital and gambling entertainment.
Yeah.
Even though SNK have pulled out of all the gambling stuff recently and Konami have doubled down on it. Either way, Konami are supposedly, as seen on I think it's Australian ES ratings board or something along those lines, New Zealand, one of those countries out there, they're putting out Pro Evolution Soccer for free to play supposedly soon.
Okay. So is this 2016 or is this
This will
the
be the
next edition?
This will be the 2016 edition.
Okay, so
free
it's
to
the
play.
one that's already released.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what they're planning to do.
So you told me about this, and I was under the impression that this would be 2017 when they
No,
released the next game. They would release it as a free-to-play game.
Yeah. So what seems to be happening is like I don't think Pro Evolution Soccer, even though like from the critical standpoint and stuff like that, it seems to be the better game this year.
Yeah, it reviewed pretty well.
It
I mean,
reviewed pretty
I
well,
played
yeah.
both, and I was more in the FIFA boat.
Yeah, so you know, you like what you'd like, but
Yeah.
like from the critical standpoint, it seemed like Pro Evolution Soccer won out this year.
Yeah.
Just from the circles that I follow anyway. But the weird thing is like, how would they do this as a free to play game? Would they would they make you limit you to one team, make you pay for like various players, you know, or like, hey, do you want this team? Well, you cough up some cash, or you can wait for the rotation. Will they do like a rotation, like a
Or
MOBA?
something like you can just play kind of friendly or exhibition matches and maybe pay extra if you want to go into a career mode or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It's a bit strange. It's a strange one to see come up because it's like
Yeah.
I don't think a free to play football game has ever been done unless it's on an energy basis.
There was EA's FIFA World, I believe. It was
Yes,
called.
they had those. Yes, now you're right. They did have those
Which was
weird
on-
world games because they had a
Which
Need
was
for
on, yeah, which was on PC.
Yeah, they also had Need for Speed World as well,
Yeah.
and Battlefield Online, or no, Battlefield Play for Free.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. They had those three games, like their big main ones, and they put them up for free and stuff. Yes, you're right. How did you ever play FIFA World?
I downloaded it and tried it out.
How did that work?
It seemed to be limited to Ultimate Team
Mm-hmm.
and just the online versus mode. So it was online only. And obviously Ultimate Team, it has the microtransactions in it anyway. So I
Yeah.
think that was kind of standard. And then obviously there was just the online versus matches. And it just played like about 2 or 3 years out of date FIFA game.
Right. Okay.
Um,
So, but like so like FIFA obviously is massive, and they're not got rid of the team or anything like that. And,
Yeah.
You know, EA Sports keep continuing to put those games out. The thing with Konami is that they've recently sacked the main engineer for the Fox engine, which is what Pro Evolution Soccer is running on. The only real video game team within Konami at the minute, like that's an actual team, is the Pro Evolution Soccer team.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're putting this out so they don't have to put another one out next year, and they can just build on this.
Okay, so they'll update the teams.
So that they can say like, hey, here's our Pro Evolution
Yeah.
platform.
Well, that's something that people have called for in the past with things like FIFA, haven't they? Saying, why are we paying for an extra game when we know you can update teams and everything through just updates and DLC? You could easily update kits,
Yeah.
stadiums, things like that.
So they
So-
can end up doing that, and obviously like Pro Evolution Soccer doesn't really have that much tangible. Like I think it's better than it has been in the past, but like they can literally just swap people around and stuff like that because they
Yeah.
don't have much of the licenses. I don't think.
No, I think they maybe have licenses to some of the foreign leagues. Like they maybe have Spanish or something like
Yeah,
that.
they have.
But FIFA has that as well. But FIFA also has the UK one, which is one of the biggest markets.
No, it's just weird. I'll be interested to see how they pull it off
Yeah.
because obviously I don't have that much interest in
No.
sports games, but I did play the Pro Evolution Soccer demo,
Okay.
and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Getting this. Of course I'm going to like the weird Japanese football game and not the one that everyone else likes. But yeah, it's a bit weird. But we do have a little mention from our
Yeah.
sponsor.
So we're going to be right back with some more news on Fallout 4 after a word from our sponsor. Hi, I'm Ollie Saville. This episode is brought to you by microtransactions. Now, microtransactions can be found anywhere, whether it's Halo packs, FIFA points, or even Forza tokens. Microtransactions, they'll be around forever. And ever. And ever. Until the end of time. Taking all your money. Microtransactions.
And we're back.
Wasn't that wonderful, Joel?
I love having these sponsors. It's so good. It's so good sometimes. But do you know what's not as good within the world of video games?
What isn't as good within the world of video games, Joel?
Delays.
Delays aren't good.
They're happening again.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes a video game needs to get delayed. It's not ready.
Yeah. Nobody wants an unfinished game.
Yeah, you know, there's things wrong with it, there's bugs. That's what's happened with Interceptor Entertainment or 3D Realms. They're a weird company. So they had being the prime word here. They had a game coming out this week. You know, in the next week, called Bombshell.
Yeah.
Bombshell was their new Duke Nukem because there's a reason behind it, but we're getting into it. Bombshell, she's a lady, half robot lady. You know, she kills shit. She says cool lines. She doesn't need no gun. You know, to kick ass and stuff like that. She's got a personality. You know, she's more fleshed out than Duke Nukem from what the trailers can show. But you know, it's not highbrow stuff. It's still, you know, killing shit. You know, large guns. And it's an isometric game, RPG style thing. So it's a bit different from Duke Nukem was because, but they pushed it back from this week to January next year.
Okay.
Within its launch week. And the head of Interceptor or 3D
It's not a huge delay, but it's
not
a late delay.
It's a very late delay. Like this game has been delayed multiple times at this point, I think.
So it really is the new Duke Nukem.
Yeah, so that's what someone ran as a story. Was Duke Nukem's delays also leak into its spiritual successors? But the Interceptor, the head of Interceptor, came out and said like, no, it's full of bugs. We're not putting it out now, and then fixing them later to get slated and stuff like this. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm glad that they're pushing it back because Interceptor are a weird company.
Yeah.
They started out as a bunch of free, working off their own backs to make a free remake of Duke Nukem 3D called Duke Nukem Reloaded or something.
Yeah.
And then they each went to show Gearbox, and Gearbox said, "Yep, carry on." And then Gearbox shuttered it. Mostly, what people suspect, that no one's admitting. Some people suspect Gearbox shuttered it because Duke Nukem Forever did so poorly that they didn't want to be shown up by these group of ragtag people working over the internet. Because it looked pretty fucking good. Like it was a more gritty reboot of Duke Nukem. Like he was more grizzled and he rode a bike and whatever. And then they went on ahead to remake Rise of the Triad, Wolfenstein's spiritual successor. And that was alright. I didn't like how some of the controls worked. It was a bit it made me a bit queasy. Yeah. Mostly because it was fast and stuff like that, but then I realised like, oh wait, the FOV on it is shoddy, and so once you pushed it back, it was alright. It was alright after in the end. It was a very weird situation. And then Interceptor essentially bought 3D Realms. They now own 3D Realms and a lot of stuff. And so that's why there was a lot of like Duke Nukem re-releases, the original Duke Nukem, and a lot of old PC titles getting pushed to Steam from 3D Realms belt because they put it out, and now they're making their own, they're making their own original IP and their own games, stuff like that, and they should take their time. Also, should taking their time. Deus Ex.
Yep.
Mankind Divided.
Mankind Divided. Human Revolution.
Which
it's been out for a while, Joel.
Yes, yes. and even put out again.
Yeah.
And although we had to put him down because he was a filthy cyborg replica who was infringing on his human rights, he was infringing on our human rights. He was going to kill us.
Yeah.
We don't know where the original one is, but Jacob Dickens does have a small opinion on the delay.
Take it away, Jacob.
Jacob Dickens,
Hello.
did you know that
What?
Deus Ex, Mankind, Divided, has been delayed?
Oh no! I didn't ask for this. I never played it. I'm sure it's big news.
Oh, Jacob.
Wow.
I miss him.
Me too.
Maybe we'll find him soon.
One day.
One day. Hopefully he's not compost.
Hopefully.
Anyway, video games, they're a happy topic.
Yeah.
But there's been an odd thing happened this week. Afro Samurai 2.
Ah.
Um,
Classic.
yeah, classic. A real classic. The first Afro Samurai game was not great, but
No.
apparently sold enough to warrant a sequel, or someone somewhere warranted it a
Didn't it have
sequel.
Samuel L. Jackson in it?
I think the TV. I think
Or
they used
is that
audio.
just-
Yeah,
Oh,
no. I think the anime had the anime adaptation had Ron Perlman and Samuel L. Jackson in it.
I'd pay for that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's weird, but it's pretty good. But the games, they're a separate thing.
Yeah.
The first game was like just a generic hack and slasher with the Afro Samurai look on it. So the whole reaction to it is just It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was just
Yeah.
And so the second one came out and kind of got forgotten about. It was almost immediately.
Yeah.
And the developer, the head of the company or whatever, one of the developers, I think he's very important within that company, said it was a total failure.
Yeah.
So what they've done is they cancelled it because it was meant to be coming out in various parts and stuff like that. They've cancelled it. They've refunded everybody who bought into it, and that's it.
Yeah.
They just said, right, no.
At least
this
you
is
know
it.
when to quit.
Yeah, it's been pulled down from the PSN and Steam. It's no longer purchasable. It's just a very weird
Yeah, I mean, well,
situation.
So they didn't have any real confidence in that game.
No, and to be honest, from what I saw, I wouldn't have any real confidence in
No.
that game either. It was just it was another bland hack and slash game that doesn't pass
I
by.
wonder what happens to the people who worked on that game.
Yeah, I'm sure
To kind of be told, no, your game's trash. We're
yeah,
not going to release this.
I'm sure it was a unanimous decision to
Yeah.
cancel it. I'm sure that there's been no talk of from what I've read. There's been no talk of like layoffs or anything like that.
Right.
Because I'm sure headlines would have led with that
Mm.
rather than just like being cancelled and all refunds.
Yeah.
But it's good that they're refunding people. It's a long process for them, and it's a shame when a game like this, even as bad as it was or whatever, it's just a shame when this sort of stuff
Yeah.
happens within the industry.
It is a shame, but I suppose if maybe they were going to be releasing a broken game, at least they've known when to just
I don't
call
think it was.
off.
I don't think it was broken. I just think it was bad,
Okay.
and it didn't sell enough to warrant like episodes 2 and 3 to
Yeah.
come out alongside it.
But Joel,
Mm.
you know what game is a bit broken?
Fallout 4.
It's a little bit broken.
It's a technical mess,
Yeah. It's a wonderful game.
but it's a complete and utter trash heap. That you dig underneath all the trash. No, it's not. It's the opposite way. It's covered in diamonds. It's just diamonds and diamonds and diamonds. And then you start to pick away at the diamonds and you go, ooh, I'll take this, and you put them in your bag, and then suddenly you realise the diamonds are have been lodged in a massive mound of fecal matter. You're not sure what type of fecal matter, but you really hope it's not human.
because you can deal with dog shit, but human Brahmin poo.
It's a Brahmin pat.
Yeah.
It's a diamond-studded Brahmin pat.
Yeah. And so what happened this week on another outlet's podcast, the Rooster Teeth, The Patch, which is their video game podcast, they called out some reviewers who were, reviewing the game as it should be reviewed.
Yeah.
Most notably, they called out Jeff Gerstmann from Giant Bomb,
Mm-hmm.
who gave the game on PS4 and Xbox One, especially on PS4 and Xbox One because that's the versions I'm playing. As because I've had multiple crashes, the frame rate is utter dog shit, the Hit-Boy is a mess to get through still. In this day and age, it's still a mess to get through. There are multiple problems with the game. I can't walk through a particular part of the map, like 2 parts of the map, without the frame rate dipping into the 10s. Quests are broken. I finally found dog meat.
Oh, okay.
For those that don't know, I lost dog meat. I sent him home. He wasn't there. Do you know where I found him?
Where?
In the middle of the Glowing Sea, which is a story part of the game. No idea why he was there.
Any fat man?
No, he's lost all my fucking items that he had on him.
Stupid mutt.
Fucking dog meat. Shit anyway. Nick Valentine for life. That game is, in 2015, shouldn't be this much of a mess, especially considering they said like months ago it's gone gold and now we're fixing bugs.
Yeah.
I understand the game's huge and trying to QA everything that happens in a Bethesda game is near impossible because, player moves cue ball from snooker table in abandoned bar to the left side of the room and the game crashes. I
have fallen through the floor on multiple occasions.
Yeah, you've fallen through the floor. I've had no falling through the floor, but I have had companions just rocket into the air after getting shot with an explosive. I've had enemies get stuck. It's a Bethesda game through and through, and that shouldn't be a pass. You shouldn't pass through. We shouldn't be going we love the game.
Yeah.
I put over a day.
We're making it sound like we dislike this game. We don't dislike this game.
I've put over a day and a half into this game already, and I can continue to do
Past
it.
the 24-hour mark.
Yes.
I know that. I'm definitely enjoying it.
I would say I love the game,
Okay.
but it is
We're ready to make a commitment to the game.
Yeah, I would
Settle down with the game.
have some
You're
children.
like a child with the game.
Yeah, I'll put my dick through its little hole. Babies. The game is, it's a mess. It's a goddamn mess, and it should be this way.
Yeah.
So what happened this week on The Patch, which is Rooster Teeth's podcast about video games, stuff like that. It's all on video, so it's not just audio. They all have video because their audience likes a lot of video. They like the personalities that are there, so you want to see them and stuff like that, have these discussions. And they were talking about Fallout 4 reviews. And then they were talking about how they seem all a bit elitist and how they all probably ate cheese and wine with their video games because it's a technical mess
That has absolutely nothing to do with my views on the games. I like cheese and I drink cognac, not wine.
You're a posh man.
Moving on.
Moving on. They
I don't drink cognac. It's horrible. But it comes in a nice fancy glass, so I have to buy it.
You just like swirling it around and staring out into the distance, like, yes.
Exactly.
Fallout 4, it is a mess. How do I tell Todd Howard? I'll write him a letter and send it by pigeon. They specifically called out Jeff Gerstmann for his 3-star review and how he said it was a technical mess. And Jeff Gerstmann has more experience reviewing games than these people. So the biggest issue I have with this is Rooster Teeth are not the place I would go for opinions on Fallout 4. They do not have any leg to stand on critically.
They're the place I'd go for a comedy Halo series.
Yes. They are not a place I would go for a critical analysis of the press's reviews of Fallout 4.
No.
Because their point is that the game was reviewed upwards of 9s and 10s and stuff like that, and then you've got Giant Bombers giving it a 3 and a 4 star. You know, it's 2 different reviews.
Yeah.
There's a PC one that's got 4 stars, which is a fucking fantastic score, and then there's one with 3 stars, which is a fucking fantastic score in itself, considering the game is a fucking total wreck. The entire video, they have the Pit Boys on. All of them have a Pit Boy on. And Rooster Teeth did adverts for Fallout 4. Rooster Teeth have no leg to stand on, and they and just pick them all up, put them in the bin, because they've doubled down. One of the hosts has doubled down on this opinion. And on the Rooster Teeth own Reddit page, someone commented, "I never thought I would see a member of staff get downvoted like this into oblivion." No longer, like the post is like one of the, so negatively downvoted that it's now been hidden. It's one of those, they're fucking morons for saying this stuff because they have no leg to stand on critically because they all look like fanboys and girls on the thing. And I understand, okay, yeah, you can disagree with the review, sure. But the thing is, Rooster Teeth just have no leg to stand on, really.
Don't they?
No! Jacob Dickens? What? What?
You're alive?
Wait, what?
He's escaped from the Institute.
Of course I did.
But we killed
No one can stop Jacob Dickens.
Well, I'm just shocked.
How's it going?
We're alright, we were just about
Completely unplanned skip.
What were we chatting about? What news has been going on this week, guys?
We're just chatting about how Rooster Teeth have no real leg to stand on to do with the Fallout 4 comments they made about some reviews that happened.
I knew you'd do something like that.
And I think
because they insulted your boy, Jeff Gersman, didn't they?
But also the fact that they did, I don't really I wouldn't trust Rooster Teeth with any of the Fallout 4.
They did do paid stuff for it.
And they were all wearing Pit Boys in the videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gus Sorolla got nothing on these three.
Nope.
Right here.
Nope.
Though
if Bethesda did want to pay us.
Yeah, we would, we'd make it very clear.
Yeah.
But then we were also just about to talk about Kotaku's blackout stuff.
I'll just...
You just going to perch there? Yeah.
Yeah.
We were just about to talk about Kotaku.
Alright.
And their blackout article that went out this week, which details that they've had no contact with Ubisoft or Bethesda for the last while, because they leaked stuff about their upcoming video games.
Oh.
They most notably leaked Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Before it was called Assassin's Creed Syndicate, well, it's called Victory.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And essentially they leaked their
that London Assassin's Creed game.
And they leaked their PR plan, which was we're going to work to fix Unity. We're going to do the best we can do to fix stuff. And then they also earlier than that they leaked plot points about Fallout 4. Not stuff like major stuff because it wasn't there, but it's set in Boston. This is happening. This is happening. Stuff like that. And Stephen Totillo, the head of Kotaku and stuff like that, posted an article basically detailing this all out and basically said the only people it hurts are the consumers that we that we report to because at the end of the day they're doing their job. The journalists, they do their job. They put the news out there.
There is news. They is going to do it.
Yeah, I was listening to Giant Beastcast and Austin Walker said if he got
Giant what?
Giant Beastcast.
Beastcast.
Yeah, it's their Eastern podcast.
Oh, I thought you called them Giant Bee Cast, and I was like, are you really at the point where you're like, oh, it's just the Giant Bee?
No,
My boys
Austin
are
Walker was
jumpy.
like, you know, if he got like a thing across the table that said, yeah, there's going to be a character called Strong in it, he probably wouldn't run that as a news story.
No.
But you know,
On a slow day, maybe.
on a slow day maybe, but it'd just be like a bullet
A
point.
very slow day.
Yeah, it'd be a bullet point.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know, they're running genuine journalist stuff.
Mm.
I have a slight issue with how this is, how Kotaku were like parading this article around. Is that they were grandstanding almost. They were standing on their little box and they're going, oh,
Look at us.
oh, and like I understand, like, you know, it's not, you know, as a and from a journalist standpoint and stuff like that. You know, they don't have to report on, you know, massive events all the time. Like it, you know, it doesn't have to be black and white. Sometimes you can run these like stories where it's slightly grey and like, you know, they're not reporting on the death of a million people, you know. But within the confines, like within the microcosm of the industry, it's kind of important to do this stuff. But the way they were like going like,
Making a lot of drama.
you know, but then again, they on the other side, I'm there like this. Actually, I understand the pain because you know getting blacklisted is pretty fucking foul. Because,
Yeah.
especially for
Something like Bethesda.
you know Bethesda, like all they did was ruin their PR cycle. They didn't do much else. George Broussard, going back to like 3D Realms, like the ex-head of 3D Realms, was retweeting a lot of stuff. A lot of devs saying like you've ruined what a lot of devs are working towards and stuff like that. And it's like, mate, people knew Fallout 4 was coming. You know,
It was only a matter of time.
people knew there was going to be a new Assassin's Creed the next year, probably set in London. You know, maybe not the setting and stuff like that. Like, if you're a journalist, do your journalist job. If you're, you know, if you're within the industry and you're angry that some journalist has ruined your PR cycle, get fucked. And also, if you're a journalist who's grandstanding, like some of the Kotaku staff were, you know, or in the way that some people were grandstanding for them, and like,
There's sides to it. It's just kind of like
it's like
the way in
fucked
which
as
you
well.
conduct yourself.
And you know, Kotaku actually do some good journalism. And you know, Bethesda and Ubisoft not getting in touch with them for comment and stuff like that. You know, puts a dent in a lot of the way they work.
But now, anyway, me and Jacob will be back in a little bit, while Joel's going to go and tell you about some kind of fruit or something.
I love figs, me.
Tasty.
Alright, what is fig? Figs are fruit, but within video games, they're actually a crowdfunding website that has investors investing in games. And people can just invest lots of money all at once, and then they see a return. Unlike Kickstarter, which is you put money in, and eventually the product will come, and you also get free prizes, like t-shirts and free stuff. But this is for important people in suits and on the Real Businessman Tumblr, where they post pictures of real businessmen. But Fifth Cell, the company that made Scribble Notes, and I think they did Draw to Life, they had their new free-to-play action game thing with various, I think it was like Vikings or something, in it. But the thing is about that is that they failed. It managed to miss the goal by $400,000, which is quite a fair bit. So they didn't reach. There's no money has traded hands, and now, unlike Kickstarter, where Kickstarter is like they failed, they could come back and stuff like that. Fig has said like, no, you got to go find investors now, and you know they've got to go through other means. But what does this actually mean? Like, is Fig successful? Because they've got one successful thing, but is it because Fig is an obscure thing that it failed? Maybe, but the thing is like, it's Fig. What is Fig? It's a bit complex for the average person. Just go on Kickstarter. That's I can get a free t-shirt. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to put into your video game. Where's my free shit? Where's my investment? I want the money back. You know who you are, Bill.
You have my money. Where the fuck is it?
Join Lightning in a crazy adventure in Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13! Wait, you guys did like 3 of these? What? Why? Why would you do this? After centuries of amazing adventures that we all certainly remember of Cocoon, and Lassie, and Falsey, Lightning is ready to see the end of the world! Guys, what does any of this fucking mean? It's time to animate up and dress Lightning up in many clothes, do battle in that really shit system, but this time you can't play on your phone while it does it for you! You'll have little ideas to what's going on, but hey, who cares? It's Final Fantasy 13, and if you're here for coherent storytelling and gameplay, then fuck you! That's not a statement that you can make, Kotaku. Wait, guys, 2014 wasn't that bad. Oh my god. Does anybody have a Wikipedia page that makes any sense? Ah. It's coming to PC now, so they can suffer through it just like you did back in 2014. You fuckers.
Well, that was a nice time away from the little... Just gave us a few minutes to breathe.
Yeah.
You know? Like, let you see some light-hearted stuff.
2 minutes for Jacob to disappear again.
I know, he's... No idea where he's gone. It's genuinely scary that he just disappears.
Yeah. There's still something not right about that guy.
I know. I think it's the smell of oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's putting me off. And the whole thing, like, during the break, like, you know, when we played those skits and stuff like that, you know, like, when he said, like, he wants to dominate the entire human race.
Yeah.
It's just a bit weird. Oh.
Domination.
Oh. You're right there, Jacob.
Hey, Joel.
Should we...
Where was I?
I don't know. Jacob, what's the smell of oil from you?
I went to a garage.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
Castrol GTX.
So PlayStation's getting backwards compatibility.
Yes! It is.
Let's talk about that.
So with
Backwards compatibility, me too.
So they're putting out a little Star Wars bundle.
Yeah.
With old Star Wars games on it.
I saw that this weekend when I was doing other things.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got like Super Star Wars from the SNES.
Yeah, it's the PS2 pod racing game in it.
So it's got a bunch of PS2 games in it.
It just seems a bit random.
It's got the original Battlefront in it.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Mm.
It's got one of them in it.
Yeah, it just kind of seemed a bit random.
It is a bit random.
With all the Star Wars games thrown together. Does it have Super Bombard Racing?
I don't think so.
That game was cool.
I also don't think it's got that amazing fighting game. That's amazing stuff.
Masters of Terrace Cassie, which we're going to play at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think it's got Dark Forces or TIE Fighter
or Jedi
X-Wing
Power Battles.
or Jedi Knight 2.
Basically, it's not got any Star Wars games in it, really.
It's got the ones that it's got the main ones that you want,
yeah.
but it's not got KOTOR or KOTOR
Force
2.
Unleashed.
Not got Force Unleashed or Force Unleashed 2. They're not canon anymore.
Oh, I guess not,
They're
actually, yeah.
legends.
Yeah.
You know, Star Killer is a legend.
Is that how they
Expanded.
explained it?
Expanded universe.
Yeah, like Disney.
I knew they weren't canon, but I didn't know they tried to explain it in any way.
Oh yeah, no.
Legends.
So like Disney still needs to like sell all these old products that they have, like, you know, all the audio books of like Darth Bane's Adventures and the one where they killed Chewie by crashing the moon into.
Yeah.
No
one believes me when I tell them about that.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
The expanded universe got weird in the wrong ways sometimes.
Just held up a moon.
Yeah. So they explained it away as like, yeah, these are legends, like these are just legends from the universe and stuff like that. Not.
So it's just two guys sat in the cantina.
Yeah.
I say what it'd be like if Darth Vader had an apprentice.
It's Obi-Wan and
tell you something.
it's Obi-Wan and the big fat guy who owns like the 70s diner.
Dexter,
That sure.
and his cafe.
Yeah, and he's got a shitty little mustache and yeah.
Oh shit, he does have a little.
He does. It's gross.
it's like in the Transformers movies when they gave the one with the mustache, and it's like, is this just made from like old bristles?
That was the really old one that had like a big robo beard
Yeah.
as well, made out of pipes or something.
And then in the fourth one, was it who? I think it was. Oh shit, was it Brian Blessed who voiced the character? Oh no, not Brian Blessed. I get it mixed up. The one who played Fred Flintstone, John Goodman.
He was in Speed Racer.
He was in Speed Racer.
Oh yeah.
His Transformer had a beard.
When you said the guy that played Fred Flintstone, I thought you were talking about Robert Baratheon
What? It's just.
from Game of Thrones.
Oh shit,
It's
yeah.
the same actor in the live-action Flintstones.
Mark Addy.
That's the one.
Is it the same
He
guy?
played Fred Flintstone in the
I thought it
live-action.
was John Goodman.
Oh,
Played-
Fuck.
I'm sure it was.
Oh god, I'm getting my John Goodmans mixed up with my other actors.
One of us is wrong.
I don't know.
I'm less confident about my statement about Speed Racer now.
No, that is
Oh.
John Goodman.
Okay,
I
good.
think that's John Goodman.
That's like one of my favourite movies. So.
I
it?
might be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
We need to move on.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star
The thing
Wars.
so that thing that's come out of all these Star Wars games coming out
Hmm.
is that the Sony PlayStation 4 will now support PS2 emulation.
Yeah.
Like,
Is
it
this-
just silently dropped that bomb.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that.
Like it does it in the same way that the Xbox One does 360 emulation, in that it basically just runs a PS2. It, like,
Inside it.
emulates
Like a Wii as well, a Wii U one as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
That sounds like the Wii menu, doesn't it?
Yeah, like the Wii emulates a Wii,
Hmm.
but obviously can't run GameCube games.
No.
So it emulates the weird Canadian Wii.
Oh,
the
the
little
tiny
red
one.
one.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird that they're just like, yeah, we're doing this now, I guess.
You'd think they would make a bigger deal out of it.
Yeah,
At least something.
because like Digital Foundry basically put out a video explaining like it's not the PS4 running ports of the PS2 games, because Sony wouldn't allow it to still say 8 megabyte memory card and stuff like that. They would have to do some actual work
Yeah.
to it.
Mm.
So it's obviously making space within the PS4 for PlayStation 2 stuff, like virtual memory cards, basically what the PS3 does.
Yeah.
It's just very odd that they would just like, boom.
You'd think it'd be something that they'd at least
Yeah, well,
not advertise,
didn't
but be like,
Microsoft-
look, we can put PS2 games on the
Yeah.
store now.
Didn't
and-
Microsoft announce it at E3?
They did their backwards compatibility one at E3, I think.
Yeah.
So they made
They made a big
huge deal out
splash
of that.
about
Then
Well,
they showed Mass
yeah.
Effect, which looked really bad.
It did. It was still
Looked
ran like
real
utter
bad.
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just a bit. But like, are there any PS2 games we would like to see come very soon? Because like the thing that people that haven't that they've not confirmed yet is whether you'd be able to stick a disc in and it'd be able to read it.
Yeah, I would.
I would
doubt
absolutely
that.
like
I
to
would-
play some of the Godzilla games.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Were they good?
Well, I played like one, but
They probably weren't good.
they're not good. But they're kind
No.
of good in that nostalgic kind of
Yeah.
way. Like, wow, I played this a lot as a kid,
A way that you would remember.
but not in
something.
the sense that like,
A Zeb.
even though Zeb wasn't that bad,
Hell, I want to play Destroy All Humans.
not in like a
too.
Speedy
That's-
Eggbert kind of way.
Just like
Hey!
Speedy Eggbert Smash.
But you know, yeah, but more in like a, you know, it was pretty alright. It was an average game, but you
Yeah.
remember it fondly.
Yeah, I would like to see. I'm trying to think of PS2 games now off the top of my head.
Like with this,
I would like
as it
Destroy All
pertains to
Humans on-
this,
Yeah,
On this
so-
crypto,
as it pertains to like this, I mean, I got into PS2 really late, anyways, but there's nothing that I don't already have that I'd want to kind of
They either
on a
remastered them
PS4?
already or
Yeah.
put them out in HD,
like
something.
Tekken. I can just play Tekken on whatever.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
And why would you go back to the older Tekken when you could go back to when you can wait a few months
I
and get
still
Tekken
think
7?
Tekken. I still think Tekken 5 is probably the best one.
Really?
Tekken 6
Tekken
lacked.
opinions.
Tekken 6 lacked a lot of character, and so did. Well, Tag 2 was pretty good, but
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways.
I'm trying to think of PS2 games that I would like to see on my PS4. And I can't.
What big games does it even have?
Yeah, what big games does PS2 even have? I don't know.
Spyro.
Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex.
I played that one.
With the big Crash Bandicoot Frankenstein thing.
Crunch.
That chased you.
Yeah.
It was shit.
It wasn't that great. There must have been. What the hell did people play on a PS2? Because they had like 3 times the games that we did.
Yeah.
We were GameCube kids.
Yeah, and it's like, and then it's like,
And
also
Xbox.
like,
But not PS2.
yeah, we never really touched the PS2. It was never really a thing.
I mean, for me, the PS2 always had the fighting games. So that's what I was always into, like Soul Calibur and Tekken and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like. There's not anything that really comes. There's a lot of weird Japanese
I'm
stuff.
trying to think of like
mind.
PlayStation All Stars, what might be in that, but
Sly Cooper got HD remaster.
Sly Cooper's not that bad.
They all got HD remasters. The important ones got HD remasters eventually, and still continue to get HD remasters.
Even stuff like Final Fantasy X's already been redone.
Yep. Actually, I would like to see the international international edition of Final Fantasy 12 come to HD anyway.
Is that the online one?
No,
Or is that 11?
that's 11's the online one.
Maybe we could give that a shot. With online shit being better now.
Yeah, but also I think they shut down the PS2 servers.
Wow.
That was a weird game.
I literally hear nothing about it.
Final Fantasy 11 had cross-platform play between the PC, PS2, and the Xbox 360.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Put that in your mind and try and work that one out.
Trivia in your face.
And you can still do it.
Right
You
now.
can still do the PS2 version in America until a couple of years ago. I think the Japanese servers for PS2 are still online.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
fresh. But yeah,
PS2.
coming to your PS4 soon.
Making a comeback in
And
2015.
And PS1, presumably.
I think.
Yeah, you would assume. So.
Yeah.
PS2 ran on PS1.
I'm trying to think if any of those Star Wars games are PS1 ones.
I mean, the PS1 stuff still ran on PS3. You could just throw a disc in and it would run. So, yeah.
I wish it was that easy on Xbox with original Xbox games. On the 360, that is.
The
amount of ones I've bought that have not worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, some did, but some didn't.
And then also speaking of backwards compatibility,
jank.
Criterion have come out and said that Burnout Revenge
Oh yeah.
will not be getting backwards compatibility on Xbox One.
Revenge is number 4. I didn't play it.
But the Xbox One stuff is weird as fuck because it's like people have to A-OK it, and then also then like it has to be essentially. But like if it's just emulating an Xbox 360, what is stopping me from putting any disc in there and going go? Like other than like it installing to the console.
Control.
Yeah.
They have to have the control.
Like I guess it's like so like someone could go along the lines and say, "Oh, we want to do an HD remaster of this. Well, can you not put this out, please?"
I suppose.
It's just weird. It's just weird. There's a lot of weird stuff in backwards compatibility stuff at the minute. And the only ones doing it right are Nintendo. In
Just
a way.
do it.
But still, they have not done the thing that they should do, which is an eShop subscription service to the virtual console.
And you just get some stuff every month.
Or you get full access to it for like $10 a month.
Oh, that'd be a pretty cool idea.
Yeah. Like, why have they not done that? It's the same with Rock Band.
Why
is there no subscription service for Rock Band?
I saw the new Guitar Hero in shops at the weekend.
Yes.
£220 for the full band theme.
The Rock Band, yeah.
Is it Rock Band or Guitar Hero?
Yeah, Rock Band's got the full.
£220.
That's a lot of money. Why do you think I didn't get it?
It's almost as much as the bloody console.
Yep. And speaking of prices on stuff, we're gonna go to our last cutaway here because Ollie Saville, you got something to explain about Black Friday?
I guess I have.
Deals for you. Beep boop.
Black Friday, innit? Games are cheap. Go out there, spend your money, you know. We'll make it rain. We'll make it rain.
That's not even money. And that's all for this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. It's been a good show all around so far. We're
Hello.
Hello, friends. Where'd you go? This is Jacob. Just telling you. We love you very, very much. And thank you for watching our content. #content. Goodbye now.